Hi friends, it's Clarke here for Trinity Stamps. I'm going to be creating a Slimline card for you today featuring the Beary Special Slimline stamp set. And this is just a really adorable stamp that has a ton of different sentiments that are perfect for many different occasions. I'm going to start off here by showing you the stamp set. And this, of course, includes these bears and the adorable slimline orientation. Also these sentiments, happy bear day to you, I miss you so much I can barely stand it, you're very special, sending bear hugs, being without you is unbearable, and I made this card with my bare hand. So super, super cute. I love these adorable bear images. There's so many things that you could do with this with your different coloring techniques. And today I'm going to do just some really, really simple Copic coloring with some pastel colors to create a really nice pastel spring theme card using this Beary Special stamp set. So I'm going to start off here with my regular size Misty here, and I'm going to stamp out the bear images on some Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock. I wanted to treat my cardstock with my anti-static powder tool here because I do want to heat emboss all of these sweet little bear images on my white cardstock here for you today. So I'm going to just make sure that I get lots of that anti-static powder on there, and now I'm going to go ahead and stamp out my image with some black crisp ink. And this is a slow drying ink so that it's perfect for heat embossing here. And I'm just going to stamp that onto my white cardstock and then put some clear embossing powder over top. I'm going to just use a microfiber cloth here to press down on that stamp set so that it gets all of that ink onto the entire surface of my cardstock here, using just a clear embossing powder. And now I'm just melting it with my heat tool, and now we're just going to have some really nice black lines on our image there. So really nice and dimensional. Now I have done some coloring off camera, and I just basically colored in all of the different little parts of the bears that are not their fur, so the toques and the caps and that kind of thing. And I'm showing you here, I'm going to use the Slimline stitched dies today. This is a set that has 4 different dies in it. It has some nested rectangle shapes, which are really awesome. And I'm going to use the second largest rectangle that's in that set to cut out my little polar bears. Now, I didn't color the bears because I just wanted them to be polar bears, white bears, and then I just want just that little bit of pastel pop of color on my card. And you can just see here, I'm going to be using one of the Slimline cardstock pattern papers from Trinity Stamps, and I'm also going to be using one of the scallop slimline dies as well. This is the scallop slimline die set. It comes with 2 scallop rectangles and then a bunch of dies to trim out some sentiments as well, which is really fun. So this is my patterned paper from the Slimline pattern paper pad from Trinity Stamps, and I'm going to get that stuck down to my Slimline card base here with some liquid adhesive. You can see how nice that scalloped edge is on this pattern paper that I trimmed out with that Slimline scallop die. And now I'm going to take my piece with my bears stamped on it, and I'm going to put some foam adhesive on the back of that piece so that it is dimensional and popped up off of my card front in that way. So just going to get that all trimmed up, take the release paper off the back, and get that stuck down to my polka dot patterned paper here, which is just a really nice soft pastel blue color on my white card base. And the white card base is cut to 3.5 by 8.5, which is a standard slimline size. So I'm going to just go ahead and eyeball this and try to get that on there as straight as I possibly can and smooth that out. And I just love those soft pastel colors. I love the dimension that the heat embossing gives to the black lines of that stamped image. And I'm ready to add some embellishing. And so I just went into my stash and grabbed a bunch of different pastel colors of stickles that match up with the Copic colors that I used. And I'm just going to add the matching color of stickled to the colored areas. So where it's colored that really soft purple, I'm using my purple stickles and so on. Now I'm going to stamp out my sentiment. The first time I stamped it, it didn't stamp very nicely, so I ended up stamping it again, and I'm going to go ahead and trim out this. Once I have this heat emboss, so I'm going to once again heat emboss this in exactly the same way that I did the bears. So I'm just putting my clear embossing powder over top of my nice slow drying pigment ink there, and now I'm just going to take my heat tool to it and melt that embossing powder. And I'm going to use one of the sentiment strip dies from the Scallop Slimline die set. Really love that Slimline set because it comes with so many different parts, right, that are really useful for all different kinds of things that you're doing with your cards. Now I did do these sentiment strips in 3 different options. I did a light blue, kind of an aqua color, and then a white with the black. And I really liked that aqua the most, that has the white heat embossing on it. And I'm going to use that as my sentiment strip here. So I'm going to just take some foam adhesive here. I've cut that in half so that it fits the back of my sentiment strip here. And I'm going to go ahead and find a spot that doesn't have any stickles on it. I didn't want to cover up any of the sort of like most detailed parts of my card here. So I decided to kind of go for the sentiment over on the lower right side, which I like. I like the looks of that. And now I just wanted to go ahead and add some embellishments. If you have not checked out the Trinity Stamps embellishment section of their shop, they have a ton of fun embellishments. This one is Rainbow Fish Flat Back Bead Mix, and there's a ton of flat back bead mixes. That's a tongue twister in the shop. So make sure you check those out. I love these because they're kind of a matte finish, and they just there's so many colors in this set so that I had no trouble matching them up to my card. And that's going to be it for my card today. So make sure that you check out the links in the description box below to all of the different products that I used today in the Trinity Stamps shop. I had so much fun making this. I think this is just a soft, fun birthday card, and I love this stamp set. It is perfect for so many different kinds of cards. Thanks so much for stopping by today. Make sure that you check out Trinity Stamps and all of the other social media platforms. I've linked up to a couple of other videos here for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have an amazing day, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.